Hey guys, welcome back to Balls Fan TV, and today we're doing the match preview for our game against Drogheda United at Weavers Park tomorrow evening. Um, yeah, look, I thought the Pads game, we responded well from a pretty poor first half, let's be honest. We went in at half time 3-1 down with 10 men as well. And look, I think a lot of the goals, well, I think nearly all the goals could have been avoided. We got 1-0 up quite early. Adam McDonald scores a great goal, a good volley from outside the box, and we just didn't really kick on after that. We kind of dropped off a little bit. I think it was Forrester who equalised from the corner. Yeah, that was poor defending. McClellan then put them 2-1 up, and then I think the third goal was particularly frustrating because we were kind of cut open a little bit in the midfield. Talbot makes a good save, and I think, look, a lot of people are blaming Jay Ben, and I'd probably agree with them. He probably has to get there quicker. And then I think it was Owen Doyle or Mark Doyle, one of them anyway, put it in for 3-1. It was Mark Doyle, wasn't it? I think he put it in for 3-1, and you're thinking sort of it's game over now, especially when Flores gets sent off then just before half time. You're thinking it's going to be a very long night for us, but. Look, fair play to the lads. They came out second half and they were working hard. We got to go back through Dean Williams. We're pushing then, but we just couldn't quite find the breakthrough. Um, but look, I think that there was positive to take from the game, even though we were beaten. But look, we have the chance now to respond. It's a difficult game up in Drogheda. It's never easy up there. It's a tight pitch. They have a good home support. They've been doing okay this season, been quite mixed. I think they've won three, lost three and drawn four. If I'm correct, and I don't know if that's true, but I was looking at it anyway today, and I think that's what it was. But look, that's a pretty okay start for them. I think they would have been hoping this season to just sort of stay up, and I think they're seventh in the league. That's a um pretty decent position for them right now at the moment. You know they have a few good players, that can cause teams problems on their day. Freddie Draper caused us a few problems when we played them back in March. He was a handful for Casper and Novak. Um, Darren Markey's a good player on the ball as well. Dale Rooney's a decent player on his day. Good defenders as well, in the likes of Weir. And they're not a team that's scoring off a lot of goals, though. I've noticed that I don't think they scored more than one goal in any of their in any of their games this season, which will be a concern for them. But look, I think they'll be fairly pleased-ish, I suppose, with how they've started. They've had a couple of setbacks with a defeat against Pats at home, and then they got a good point up in the showgrounds against Sligo. But yeah, I think they'll be fairly content with how they started. As for us, we've been playing very well. Obviously, we've had a couple of dodgy results, that we've had a few slip ups, but I think this season we have responded quite well to defeats. We look at our first defeat of the season against Shells. Next game we went out against Drogheda and we beat them convincingly 3-1. We get beat 2-0 by Rovers, then we go up to Derry and win 1-0. We were beaten by Pats last Friday, and and now we got the chance to respond in a tough game, and hopefully we can do that. It's going to be tough though. It's a tight pitch, but look, it's important we respond, and I'm going to get into my predicted lineup now anyway. I think it'll be Talbot in goal. He had got a bit of criticism after the Pats game. I don't think he could have done much for a lot of the goals. Maybe for the first goal, he could have been a bit more switched on. If it was part of it, I don't know how that kind of went in. To be honest, it obviously it was not on kind of whether it had taken a touch or not, but I think it seems as if Forrester scored directly from the corner. I think the defence had to be more switched on for that. I don't think much of it was Talbot's fault, but I can understand maybe why people were kind of blaming him. Um, Right forward, I'm gonna go with Jay Ben. I know some people would be calling for him to be dropped. I don't think he played particularly well against Pats, but look, I think on his day he's a good player. He's good on the ball. He can get up and down. Um, he showed that against Sligo where he was able to get up and down and defend well as causing problems going forward. But I think he is a decent player. I will put him at right back for tomorrow anyway. Two centre halves. I'll go with Novak. I think he should come back in. I think he was pretty poor against Rovers, which is maybe why he wasn't in the team the past couple of games. But I thought, thought we were a little bit. Obviously, we were a lot worse at the back without him against Pats. So maybe he should come back in, and I think it'll be alongside Grant Horton. I know a lot of people would be thinking why you dropping Casper, but I don't think he played particularly well against Pats. I think he got shown up a little bit by Owen Doyle. I think he has been shown up a few times against physical strikers, likes of Gaffney, Doyle, as I mentioned, Draper. He has been shown up a few times, but look, that's not me saying he's a bad player or anything and he needs to be dropped for a long time. But I just think that Novak and Horton might just be best suited for this game, going up against a physical presence in Draper. And then left full, I'm going to go with Paddy Kirk. I don't think there's going to be much questions asked about that. There's no one else really that can play there. Um, Moving into midfield, obviously Flores is suspended, so it'll be interesting to see who comes in for this game. I'm going to go with Bucko and McDonald as sort of a two. With sort of a deeper kind of two. I'll mention who I think should maybe play a little bit further forward. Um, but yeah, I think Bucko had a bit of a mixed game against Pats. I thought first half he was quite poor, but I think in the second half he grew into the game. He's obviously a leader. He's important to have in your team, but maybe his on the ball work and I think some of his tracking back was a bit poor against Pats. I think for the third goal specifically, he was kind of left for dead a little bit. But look, I think he's always going to give us all. We know that. McDonald's been brilliant as well. Great goal last week. Been very reliable, getting into challenges, putting everything into it, and I think he's super important to the midfield. I'd probably start James Clark. He's my third midfielder. I thought he did really well when he came on against Pats. Good on the ball, getting forward, good little touches, passes. I think on his day we know how good he is. I think he has started certain games this season and maybe not looked as good, but he is a good talent on his day, and I thought he did really well against Pats. So I think off the back of that, he does deserve to start. On the right, I'll go with Dylan Conley. I thought he did very well against Pats as well. Good work ethic, running around, pressing. Missed a big chance though, to be fair to him. Right after Williams scored, he probably should have done better with that chance. He hit it straight at Dane Linus, but you know, I think he's been brilliant since he's come in. I think him and McDonald have probably been our two best signings. You can see he's really brought into what the club's all about. He's working hard. He's putting in Trojan work on the right, getting the balls into the box, pressing. I think he's everything you want at a winger, and I think a goal. I think he might score in this game as well, actually, because I think he has been showing signs that he's getting closer. Um, to getting his first goal. I think that could do his confidence the world good as well. Because I think if he gets one goal, I think he might start scoring more consistently. But look, he's been doing brilliantly, and I'd definitely be playing him on the right for this game. On the left, I'll go with McDade. Again, I think this sort of because I don't really know if Akintunde or Cute will be fit. Hopefully, at least we'll have one, or if we have two, then happy days. But I'm just gonna say McDade just because maybe Akintunde and Cute aren't available. But look, I think McDade on his day is a good player. I don't know if he should be starting every week now, but he is a good option to have, I suppose. And if Akintunde and Gu aren't available, then I'll probably be playing him on the left. Up front, an interesting one. A lot of people probably say, does Dane Williams deserve a start? I'd certainly say he does, but maybe in these types of games when it's a tight pitch and a physical battle, I think Afalabi might be a better option. Just in these sort of tight games, you might need to have more of a physical presence up front to sort of press and to hold on to balls. And I think Dame Williams has shown that when he's come on off the bench, he does make an impact, particularly against Pats, against Pats twice, I suppose. In Richmond and in Daily Mail, he got those goals, and yeah. But I think Afalabi might just be better suited to these sort of games. up front in a physical sort of affair. They've got a couple of big centre halves as well. I know Williams would know Drogheda well. He'd know their strengths, their weaknesses. He's played up in Weavers Park for a couple of seasons, so he'll know Drogheda and what they're all about. But I think Afolabi might just be better off up front in this sort of game. Score prediction, I will back us. I think it'll be tight. I think if we can get a goal early enough, we could go on to win the game. Convincingly enough, I suppose. But I'll go for a 2-1 Bows win. I think it'd be a huge 3 points if we could get it, because you look at the three games coming up now: Drogheda away, the UCD away, and Cork at home. You're looking at the prospect of 9 points there. Look, it'll be a tight one. It'll be a difficult game. It's a tight pitch. It's normally not as free flowing up there. But look, we just got to keep going. We're still top of the table despite a couple of hiccups in the last few weeks. So we just got to keep on going, keep on fighting, and then try to extend our lead at the top of the table. Anyway, that's going to end the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you're thinking heading into this game, your score predictions, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.